As it stands right now, here's my fruit tree. I think I want at least 3 things here store bought, and then I'm gonna plant like lavender, basil, and some other seeds, but I'm gonna start those from seedlings. So I need about almost 4, but I'm gonna say 3 big items, and then I can put my yellow rose here. So this is okay. Then right here, I just bought some hibiscus. So Walmart right now has roses. Some of them are $9.97, so I was able to get that. So I'm gonna put a rose here to break this up. Like I said, I'm gonna do my lavenders and my basil and some other things. Keep pests away. So I need some like little fillers. So these are my size. I bought this from something. Got a military discount, so I was able to get some hibiscus. So they'll return. Perennial, I can even say, they return every year. So I have 4 of those. So that my military discount, 2 of them were 20 and 2 of them were 30. So I was able to get that, and I got a lot of them with the bloom on it. I want them where they're going to be ready to bloom. So right now I just set them in the container, and tomorrow we're going to come out, or I'm going to come out and work them out. And so hopefully this returns. I think it's a crepe myrtle, so it should be dormant. And then I'm going to put a rose here also. So, and I think I have 2 white rose bushes. So this is what we have so far. Just a quick note. Why I didn't put the lights up, I forgot I was supposed to. I want to put like a square flower bed here, at least 12 inches on each pole. That's why I didn't put the lights up. And I went on and put the lights up because they're having today is Valentine's Day. They're having a Valentine's Day gathering, and I want it to look really nice out here. So, but they're going to be inside. I'm just saying that this is what I got to fix, where the weed doesn't grow back up and I don't have to cut it. I found this in my garage, so leftover something, see what I can do with it. Put mulch on top.
Some of my best teachers were failure. It takes time to do well. It takes even longer to be well. Let's listen at the words of Solomon when he talks out of Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1 through 2. And listen at Solomon, the wise man. He says, to everything there is a season and a time, to every purpose under heaven. He says, to everything there is a season and a time, to every purpose under heaven. You got purpose, but do you understand season and time? Now, we read over that quickly, but we really don't think about it, because if we thought about it, we would understand that some people are seasonal. Some relationships are seasonal. Some opportunities are seasonal. And yet when we see the seasons change, we think the blessing has ceased. But it is not that the blessing has ceased. It is that the season has changed. There's a great deal, I got a lot of trees in my yard. There's a great deal of difference between how my yard looks in the spring and how it looks in the fall. And by the time it gets to winter, quite frankly, the trees are ugly and barren and destitute. And if you came in the winter and saw it, you would have no idea of how beautiful it would be if it takes time. There is a time to be born, and there is a time to die. If I had time, I'd talk about they are very similar, birth and death. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. Now listen at what he says. There's a time to plant and there's a time to pluck up that which is planted. Do you know the difference in your life? The difference between knowing when to plant and when to pluck. Have you ever asked God, maybe you've asked him when to plant, but have you ever asked him when to pluck up? Or are you intent on keeping that which is planted to the destruction of plucking up that which you have become accustomed to? You can't have a new season until you are willing to say goodbye to the season you had. I call it the art of letting go, the spirit of release, not wrestling releasing. Some of you are wrestling to hold on to something that God is trying to take away from you, and you need to release it and simply let it go. That was that season. When I was a child, I thought as a child, I spake as a child, I understood as a child, but when I became a man, I had to let go of childish things, childish thinking. I thought as a child, I spake as a child, I understood as a child. If you are still talking the way you were talking 10 years ago, I've got bad news for you. You have a deformity, a spiritual dysfunction that keeps your thoughts in one dimension. That means you can't fall in love with your thoughts. I want all the stubborn people to say amen. Because if you are stubborn with your thoughts, you delay your next season. Some of the greatest people in every industry you can imagine. I've had the privilege of having relationships with people who were at the top of their game in just about every industry you can imagine. Those that leave the greatest impact understand timing. Timing is everything. Timing is everything. Say it with me. Timing is everything. Say it again. Many people don't realize that part of the art of baking is timing. There are a lot of people that cook but don't bake because part of the art of baking is timing. The difference between a dry cake and a moist cake is, come on. The difference between a moist cobbler and a dry cobbler is whenever you taste a dry one, you know they left it in the oven. Oh, come on. Oh, somebody.
Thanks for watching 00J Love. Like, comment, and subscribe.